It's time for Wisconsin race fans to gather around. Welcome to the Racing Roundup Show. Thanks for joining us for our 41st consecutive season. We are your destination for news and interviews from NASCAR, the Upper Midwest, and within the Wisconsin racing scene. The Racing Roundup Show is America's longest-running weekly motorsports show held in front of a live audience. You still have time to join the racing crowd for tonight's show. And now, here is the host of the Racing Roundup Show, Jim Trado.
Gang, how are you? Hey, gang, how are you? Glad to see you. Glad to be part of the program here. It's a Tuesday night. It's a wonderful night to come indoors. It's a little warm outside all of a sudden here in Wisconsin. It's Tuesday night, June 17th. We're hanging out at Paulie's Pub and Eatery, 81st and Greenfield. We're encouraged you to come on down and join the racing crowd. Great racing tickets to give away. Great prizes to give away. We've got a Richard Petty die-cast car. We're giving that away from Die-Cast Jim. Greenfield Gallery's got us loaded with some cool stuff. We have some race tickets as well from 5 different or maybe 6 different tracks. We'll go through the list here. On our show tonight, we have Travis Aarons joining us. He's the biggest sprint car race winner in the state thus far. When it comes to Wisconsin racers winning big money, he won a $26,000 high-limit race at 141 Speedway. That was last week, so we're going to talk to Travis, who first got a chance maybe it was 2 weeks ago. But, man, it was great to see Travis win that one. He'll be here to share that and relive that with us as well. Steve Zocchi will give us the goods on the return of the Harry A. Miller Club meet. It's a vintage IndyCar event that's held at Milwaukee every year at the Milwaukee Mile, except the last couple of years, and they're doing some renovations at the track. So it's back June 27 and 28. Third-generation racer Ryan Wire is unloading his late model as we speak. He races at Slinger Super Speedway. We'll have tickets to give away at Slinger to watch him race. He's here with his crew guys and gals. Turk Letizia is here to preview the June 28th Diamond 47, a $4,700 to win Bam Dirt Kings Dirt Late Model race. Turk's way into it. He's very active racing. He's been racing all week, actually, as well as racing as many races as he can in his Dirt Late Model. So we'll talk to Turk about the big race named in honor of his dad, Diamond Jim. That is on, again, June 28th, a Saturday night at 141 Speedway. It's the biggest race of the year for the Dirt Kings Tour. It's going to be great to talk to him about that. We also have a driver by the name of Bob Cahill. Yeah, he drove all the way here. He works for Jiffy Lube. They were across the state. Bob's a busy guy. We tracked him out once last year. We're glad to have Bob with us again here tonight. We'll tell you more about all the great things that Jiffy Lube can do and will do for you across the state of Wisconsin. They've got a great partnership with a lot of people, and we want racers to know more about the things they get to see and do for your daily driver and can take care of whatever you need, and they have great tire specials as well. So we'll talk to Bob about all the great things he has to do on a daily basis with our friends at Jiffy Lube. And we have Randy Tigan with us as well. Randy, if you didn't know, has been a crew member I've known since I started following races outside of my little world of go-karting and Hales Corner Speedway. Randy Tigan's an awesome guy, and I said, we got to have you on the show, and he's like, let's do it. So Randy will be here tonight as well. Randy brought his wife and his grandkids, and it's going to be great to have Randy Tigan on the show, a Wisconsin crewman. We're going to spotlight and talk to him about some of the great things he's gotten to do and still does in the world of racing around the state of Wisconsin. We have a lot to cover. We have short track results, NASCAR report, and more. So stick around. This is the Racing Roundup Show. We're hanging out with you at Paulie's Pub and Eatery tonight. Come on down and join the racing crowd. We'll be right back.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors. Angler's Bar and Grill and Campground is your destination for relaxation and fun. There's a full-service bar and restaurant with 54 campsites with full hookups, all less than a mile from the beautiful Wolf River. It's where the locals go in Fremont, Wisconsin. It's also home to the Midwest Mower Racing Club. All roads lead to Angler's Bar and Grill and Campground in Fremont, Wisconsin. Visit their Facebook page for live entertainment and lawnmower racing schedules. Angler's Bar and Grill and Campground.
Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable. Life is full of questions. Is the presentation ready for work tomorrow? Why is there so much traffic at 3 p.m. on a Tuesday? Are your in-laws visiting this weekend or next? You've got plenty of things to worry about. Whether your car will start shouldn't be one of them. With an outrageously dependable battery under your hood, you can cross one of those questions off your list, which gives you time to answer more things like,
Are we there yet?
Interstate Batteries, delivering the most trustworthy source of power to the world since 1952.
Jiffy Lube has locations across Wisconsin to serve you. Visit jiffylube.com to locate your store and to find the latest coupons and promotional offers. You're greeted by a friendly and knowledgeable staff. Grab a water or coffee and know you and your vehicle are in good hands. Windshield wipers, new tires, and alignments are a few of the many services offered. Jiffy Lube proudly features Pennzoil. There's a whole lot more than no appointment drive-up oil changes at Jiffy Lube. Welcome to personalized car care. Wisconsin race fans, find your store at jiffylube.com.
Like our show on Facebook and share our content with other race fans. We hope to see you at one of our upcoming shows, too. Join racers, other race fans, and win prizes. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
We're back on the Racing Roundup program, our 41st season of the show. Glad to have you with us here on a Tuesday evening at Paulie's Pub and Eatery. I want to thank and highlight some of the great sponsors we have on our show, with our show, whether it be tonight's show, on Tuesday nights live, or when we go on our TV program, Saturday mornings, 11:30 a.m. on CW18 Milwaukee. We look forward to having guests on, and more people get to see our show on that program, as many as they do on a given Tuesday night. So it's great to see that we're exposing more folks to racing across the state on the station that carries all the NASCAR Xfinity Series races. So tune in on CW18 Milwaukee for the Racing Roundup Show on Saturdays, 11:30 till noon. We also want to thank and recognize these following sponsors for making it possible: Danny Lynch's Bar on the corner of Highway 100 Lincoln and West Dallas, HRP Hefner Racing Products, Road America, where Indy cars are racing this weekend, Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment in Muskego, where they have rebates available right now on Gravely Mowers. If you want a zero turn, this is the best time to buy. That rebate system is in place just through June 25th, so get to olsonsoutdoorpower.com. Take a test drive at Olson's Outdoor Power in Muskego. Great people, great family business, and the deadline is approaching to get yourself on a brand new Gravely zero turn. You can watch our show on Facebook Live or hang out with us on our website, and it goes right to YouTube, racingroundupshow.com, so you can find us. Hey, if you're looking to sell or buy a home or commercial property, choose the Rapina Group, Caldwell Banker Home Sale Realty. List and buy with confidence. Hire a realtor that has the knowledge and expertise to get your deal done. Hire a realtor that can get it done. Knowledge is power. Hire knowledge. It is time to think about it. You're going to buy or sell something. When it comes to property, they can do it right. Rapina Group can get it done. Visit Caldwell Banker Home Sale Realty and sell your house with the Rapina Group. Visit rapinagroup.com. We tape portions of our show each Tuesday night. I'm excited to say this is going to be one of those tape portions. So here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show. We covered all things motorsports across the state of Wisconsin. And the biggest news, the biggest star of racing in 2025 thus far is a driver who raced his way from Sheboygan to Victory Lane in Francis Creek, not too far away. But when the big boys and girls came from the Heimlet Sprint Car Series that races across the country, they raced and all finished second to this guy. Let's give a big hand for Travis Ahrens, the winner of the $26,000 Redeem Foundation High Limit Race at 141. Man, I'm so excited. I'm still excited for you. How's it been since you bagged the big one, your first ever High Limit race, and you went off and won it?
It took like a week or two for it to actually kind of sink in. Obviously, we raced that Thursday, and we raced Friday, Saturday, and the rest we don't talk about. But we didn't get a chance to enjoy it, you know. But I had to run home, wash the fire suit, wash my shoes, put them in the dryer 2 times. Still wasn't dry. I had to put them in the sun for them to finally dry out.
Well, if you didn't know, it's a tradition that he said okay to. You jumped in the pond in the middle of the infield after you won the race.
Yep.
And that's why he started to do some drying.
Yep. That was my only shoes, my only fire suit. So I bought another pair of shoes, and I got another fire suit on the way. So life's good now.
So our friend Jeff Storm, who has been helping you, he's a pavement guy, and he gave us this story last week on our program where we were live with Oak Creek Automotive Night. He said, Travis said, you know racing. Get over here and do this, do that, do this, that. And he said you got some response from people saying, we want to help you now. We want to, like J.J. Yaley said, hey, what do you need?
Yep, J.J. Yaley reached out. Swindell reached out. A person from Simpson actually reached out as well, so it's pretty humbling.
So if you don't know, Travis Ahrens is a well-accomplished racer in 360s and 410s in the state of Wisconsin. Championships, track titles, it's all there. But when it comes to racing the high limit racing, generally you'll have 1 or 3 at most, maybe 4 area drivers make an A main. When it comes to racing at 141 Speedway, how well did you know that track? And it wasn't a surprise to you, but a lot that you were doing well in that competition.
Yeah, definitely. My first time I turned laps there was 2010 in a 4-cylinder. So throughout the years I got to race there part-time. And then 2015 and 2016 I ran full-time there in IMCA Sport Mod, and we won a championship there in 2016. So easily I had the most laps there of any driver that was there. So that maybe added a little bit, but knowing how to be just patient and roll the bottom was probably the best thing I could have done.
It sounds a lot easier than it happened to be. You got qualified early. You qualified really well. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm watching this from my hotel room at the Michigan International Speedway hotel room I was staying in, calling the races that weekend. So I got there in time to watch, and I'm like, okay, Travis P2, nice job. 6 guys went out. Okay, nice number. They kept filing in below you. And you were sitting there going, were you sitting there like I was like, is he in the dash? Is he going to stay there? Is he going to stay top 6, top 5?
Yeah,
Did you have that impression? Like, I got a good number. I know that lap's going to do something.
Yep, definitely. We kept watching the laps just fall off. I'm like, guys, we're good. Like, we are good. You know, everyone's all excited. And I stopped watching qualifying action. I just started cleaning the car off and all that stuff. And all of a sudden, I heard the last car get done. I walked back in the trailer. I'm like, holy moly, we're second.
Yeah, which puts you in the dash. You finished 5th in the dash, which puts you 3rd row inside for the feature, right?
Yep.
So when it comes to that mindset, rather than I want to make the show, now it's a matter of I think I can win the show. What did you have to do different, or did you try to do anything different than you normally do, setting up a car for a track you know so well?
I didn't really change much. We changed bars and adjusted shocks just a little bit, adjusted a little stagger, and just kind of rolled out there. You know, I said like top 10, and I'm going to be happy with a top 10 against these boys, and just was patient and just, you know, I knew I could roll the top 1 and 2 very well, but 3 and 4, I knew there was nothing up there, so I just kind of kept picking at the bottom, and I started picking off one by one, and I'm like, we got something, you know?
Drivers, including Bill Baylog, blasted by you, blasted next to you, you ran the middle, ran the top, ran the bottom. You were consistently running that rim on the inside rail, I'd call it. And others are bonsai in the corner, trying to find something up, trying to find something middle. And you were just so strong. It wasn't a matter of walking away with it. There were 4 restarts you had to survive.
Yep.
My goodness, how much pressure was that?
Oh, I kept thinking, I'm like, just calm and steady and we'll be A-okay. And every time I kept thinking I heard someone behind me, you know, it's like just try to zone everyone out and just kind of, you know, run my own race. Travis
Aarons is also, he works full-time. Your crew members, I'm guessing, are volunteers / I work at night, or I can make this race, but I can't make the next 3 kind of thing?
Pretty much, yep. I mean, I kind of buy everyone's pit passes and try to do a little something here and there, but otherwise everything is all volunteer, you know. Thankful for them.
That adds to the pride of it all, though, doesn't it?
It does. It definitely does.
So in Victor Lane, you mentioned I can maybe now buy another fire suit. Maybe I can pay off that new motor I just got.
Yep.
My goodness, that's a big difference, isn't it, when you get $26,000 to win a race?
Yeah, I paid once I cashed a check, I paid off the race trailer and paid off my credit card, and the rest of the money is going towards the other motor that's getting fixed. So it's huge.
So when it comes to help, I know that you have good friends. You've got a lot of people I want to help you, but how much work do you do on the car, and who helps you?
Unfortunately, I think I do, you know, probably I would say 75% of the work. You know, helping like the maintenance on the trailer, maintenance on the cars. I do all my own motor work. I unfortunately wash everything too. Maybe pavement racing might be a little more fun on that aspect. But I got a couple crew guys that help me during the week. I got a couple crew guys that just meet me at the track and help out because they live, like Jeff Storm lives, you know, over an hour away. So I got Cameron, I got Keith, I got Kevin. Emily helps out part-time, so is my friend Christian. Jared helps out from time to time, so it's kind of a lot of people just kind of fill in when they can.
So when it comes to the race itself, it's over, you're jumped in the pond, there's people going gaga over it. What kind of reaction did you get afterward? You mentioned the people that offered things to you, but I don't have your number, but I sure as heck would want to text you. Who all lit you up saying, man, that was amazing?
I had like once I finally got to my phone, like I had 81 text messages. I looked like, holy moly. I had many missed calls. I had, you know, 20, 30 Snapchats. I went on my Facebook. I had like 40, 50, 60 people adding me on Facebook. Messenger just kept scrolling, and I don't even know if I got through all the messages yet. You know, I was trying to hit everyone up best I can, but try, you know, get home, get a little sleep, next day get the car ready. It kind of took a couple days to get through a lot of messages.
And building up to that week, I'm sure you didn't sleep a lot to begin with because the High Limit Racing Series is a national series. There's full-time teams, full-time crew members, 3-4 deep going across the country racing nothing but these sprint cars at the highest level. He wins a race, and then he has to switch over to racing against the World of Outlaw sprint cars that are coming in town in Wisconsin for a 3-night show, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And that was a Wednesday night you won. That was a lot of work.
Thursday night.
Thursday, yes. A Thursday night. There's a lot to get done before that. So I'm sure that added to the whole what can I do? How can I do? My goodness.
Yep, I
Feel.
didn't sleep that night. I mean, I maybe got an hour or two. I looked like a raccoon when I woke up. But it was not pretty. It was not. I was not looking my best. So, but that's kind of like every day, especially on double headers. I don't sleep. I struggle when it comes to race season. I always thinking, too much thinking.
All right, Travis Aarons, your schedule now is what for the remainder of this year?
The rest of the IRA schedule, we got Seymour and Plymouth this weekend. The following weekend is Bloomington and Butler, Michigan. But after that, we have like a three-week layoff, I would say, for the IRA. Gonna maybe go down to Wilmot, run with the Outlaws, or possibly go somewhere else and just turn a couple laps and kind of stay fresh.
Now known as a Wisconsin Outlaw. Came in and beat the best of the best. He'll go across the country to sort his schedule. How about a big hand for Travis Aarons joining us here on the show. Travis, thanks so much for joining us on the Racing Roundup Show.
Thank you for having me.
It's awesome to have you here. He brought the big check, too. Hang out with us. Hang out with the racing crowd here on Tuesday nights. And Travis Aarons booked it here. We're not going to tell you how fast he went to get here. But Travis is thankfully joining us here for a few moments on the show. And can't thank you enough for making time with us.
Thank you.
We're going to take a commercial break. Back with more on this edition of the Racing Roundup Show. We've got a lot for you. By all means, come on down and join the racing crowd. We're at Polly's Pub and Eatery. Hang out with Travis while he's here. We're going to give him maybe a bite to eat, maybe something to drink, because he was in a big hurry to get here. We'll be right back.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Get your whole family involved in affordable, competitive kart racing at Millwright Raceway in Dousman, Wisconsin, home of the Badger Kart Club. Walk the pit area, talk to racers, and check out the action from the grandstands. There's a play area for the kids and great food at the concession stand. Spectator admission is free. Badger Kart Club points racers and National Touring Series race on the challenging paved road course most Sundays from April through September. Badger Kart Club is well established and well respected. There's 15 classes and over 100 drivers racing every week. From ages 5 to 75, kart racing offers competition for generations of racers of all ages. Bring the kids and check out kart racing for yourself at one of America's finest kart tracks. This is where Alan Kowicki, Danica Patrick, Sam Mayer, and Josh Palicki got their start. Millwright Raceway is just south of I-94 in Dousman, 35 miles west of Milwaukee, and 45 miles east of Madison. For all the latest information, directions, and race schedule, visit BadgerKartClub.com.
Adams Towing offers expert heavy-duty towing services for the entire state of Wisconsin from their Plover headquarters. Since 1961, 3 generations of heavy-duty towing specialists and racing supporters have provided towing, flatbed, and reload service, plus winching and upright, long boom service, truck starting, and cleanup. Adams Towing proudly sponsors Ryan Farrell's Super Late Model team. Put Adams Towing and their experienced team and their fleet of heavy-duty tow trucks and rollbacks to work for you. Call Adams Towing today at 715-344-3836.
427-1000 American Foundation. Cracks and leaks in your basement, have no fears. We've been fixing those things for over 60 years. Trust and dedication, that's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000 American Foundation.
When we decided to get our crack-leaky basement done, I am so glad we called American Foundation. It gave us a sense of confidence, and it gave us our basement back.
And it was the right choice.
Thank you very much.
American Foundation Specialist has been fixing basements since 1947. Satisfied customers are the future at American. Call American for huge savings at
427-1000 American Foundation.
Precise Auto and Truck Accessories is your one-stop shop when it comes to adding style and functionality to your vehicles. Owner and late model racer Mike Grunberg has 15 years of experience installing window tinting, cat skin leather, seat heaters and seat coolers. There's a million accessories available. Ladder racks, trailer hitches, detailing, remote starters, and more. Precise Auto and Truck Accessories in Wisconsin Dells is a WeatherTech Diamond dealer. Bring your vehicle to the trusted guy, Mike Grunberg at Precise Auto and Truck Accessories.
The Racing Roundup Show is dedicated to showcasing grassroots racers and national stars of our sport. If you're a fan of NASCAR, four-wheel, two-wheel, road racing, drag racing, or the short track scene, you are in the right place. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome back indeed. We're having a great time here on a Tuesday evening. Hey, I want to remind you this portion of the show is brought to you by the Midwest Truck Series. They're racing this Saturday at Marshfield Motor Speedway. They'd like to thank and recognize their sponsors for their season support, Bulldog Track Support and Grandeur GM. The truckers are racing this Saturday, June 21st at Marshfield Motor Speedway. For the latest news and series info, stay tuned to our show or visit MidwestTruckSeries.com. Next Tuesday, June 17th, it's another Benson Valley Bourbon Road Show. We're going to go to LD's Barbecue for the very first time. It's bike night at LD's. It's a great outdoor atmosphere. We're going to have some fun. It's going to be a great time. We're going to be starting at 6 p.m. Central Time next Tuesday. A road show at Benson Valley Bourbon Road Show is at LD's Barbecue in East Troy, just north of I-43 in East Troy. The address is on our schedule, on our schedule page on our website, racingroundupshow.com. Gildan Racing's John Beal and Dalton Zero will be there with their race cars. Colin Skinjaleski and Joel Krober driving their dirt race cars out there as well. Plus, the voice of the National Tractor Pull Association, Doc Riley's going to join us as he previews the 50th running at Toma for the big nationals. And you're welcome to join us by riding your motorcycle or your classic car. We have a little car show around what we're doing. Come on out and join the racing crowd. And there's going to be a great band playing as well. Shelly Mack and the Reunion are live on stage that night, so have a good time with us at LD's Barbecue next Tuesday, the first of our 3 Benson Valley Bourbon Road shows in a row starting next week, Tuesday night. After tonight's show, we have giveaways to the audience here at Paulie's, including bottles of Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup, tickets to the Saturday, June 28th Diamond 47 Dirt Kings race at 141 Speedway, thanks to tonight's guest, Turk Letizia. Tickets to Saturday night's NASCAR Weekly Racing at Dells Raceway Park. Sunday night, you have your choice of Slinger Super Speedway tickets or Angel Park Speedway tickets. We also, from Adams Towing, have tickets to Golden Sands Speedway, or you can also pick up a couple of tickets to the Dells Raceway Park NASCAR Weekly Action. We have all those ticket choices to give to you after the show tonight. Just join us here at Paulie's for that. We have some racing diecast, T-shirts, hats, collectibles from Greenfield Gallery on Facebook, where they're always buying racing collections. We also have a couple of hats here, from a trio of hats from Jiffy Lube. It's great to have their support for our show once again in 2025. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show. Glad to have with us a guest that's going to be busy, man. He's always busy, chasing across the state of Wisconsin. He's the Vice President of Operations for the Jiffy Lubes here in Wisconsin. Let's welcome in Bob Cahill to the Racing Roundup Show. Bob, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thank you, Jim. Good to be here.
Great to see you. Last year we got a chance to chat with you. It was an outdoor setting. We're hanging out with a bunch of race cars and teams, and now we hear you're following up a guy that's won $26,000 on a big payday.
I don't know how I can pass that up.
How can you pass up Jiffy Lube, man? You guys are everywhere.
Oh, we are. We've got our franchise alone has a. Last time I met you was last year, and I think it was in July.
Yep.
We opened up our 100th store in Georgia.
Wow.
And since that time, we've opened up 19 more, and we're opening up number 120 next week.
And how many are in Wisconsin that we know are close to where our viewers are?
14, I believe it is. Yep.
Wow. And you go to how many? How many in a given week do you visit, Bob?
Too many.
Yeah.
Not enough, really. I mean, I don't visit stores. I visit people.
Okay.
They're the engine that runs our company. So can't do it without good people.
So people know Jiffy Lube, you can get a great oil change. You're in, you're out. You go just hang out in the showroom. I call it the showroom because it's kind of cool stuff to look at and hang out and watch the work done through the window. But you got a coffee pot there. You got a bottle of water if you want it. It's a nice relaxing situation. But people may not realize all the things you guys do at Jiffy Lube. Tell us more about beyond oil changes.
Yeah, years ago, the Jiffy Lube got its name for doing fast oil changes. Now it's we do brake jobs, we do tires, we do struts, we do suspension work. We do everything. We call it multi-care.
But when it comes to that, it's amazing to know what you guys have in stock. There's cars from every age, every era, every brand that you don't know who may be pulling in, right? And
we
you get
can
it done.
Service any car that wants to come into Jiffy Lube. We'll find a way to service it.
And tires?
Tires,
Coolant?
same thing. Yep, everything.
And I also know by
transmission services, gearbox services.
Yeah, driving by the one near me that I go to, my Jiffy Lube, it's got a sign above the window above saying 25% off for all military. That's kind of cool.
Military and first responders.
So when it comes to that, do you have to be active military, active first responder?
No, we don't. We'll take any ID that says you're a former military or
that's
first
really,
responder. So.
Really impressive. And when it comes to the services and everything that changes, given the models and years and new cars that come out, and there's seems like 7 different models, even like a Chevy Blazer. There's 5 different sizes of that, and oil filters and such. How do you get involved, making sure your stores, your friends that own these places, has what they need?
Well, it's amazing. Whenever a new car comes out, new model, the parts come out after, a year or two later, and it's hard to find those parts for new cars. Sometimes you have to go right to the dealer.
Yep.
But we find a way to do it. In fact, all during the 5 years that we've been open, we had to go through COVID and the whole supply chain issue. we found parts, we found oil, we found ways to do it. Other competitors were closing their doors for a day or two because they couldn't find parts.
Do you feature certain brands of oil, certain brands of parts?
We do feature Pennzoil. Pennzoil, that's in our agreement with Jiffy Lube International.
Okay. So when I roll into Jiffy Lube, do I need to make an appointment?
No. No appointment necessary. Just drive on in and we'll take care of you.
And I like going to jiffylube.com because if I'm out of state, I want to see if there's any Jiffy Lubes near me. Or if I'm low on close on mileage, I'm like, do I take my wife's car back or an oil change? It's really convenient to go to the website, punch in the zip code or the city, and I can find one near me.
No matter where you are in the country, and your history travels with you. So if you go to a Jiffy Lube here in Milwaukee and you go to San Jose and get your car serviced at a Jiffy Lube there, the history will be there.
That's important because I know a lot of travels. A lot of people are driving more than flying and the vacation kind of thing. And
yeah. And a lot of people are keeping their cars now because new cars are going up through the roof. So used cars are, I think the average age of a car right now is 13 years.
So does that make the storeroom bigger, wider, more stuff because you have to stock more parts because cars are sticking around longer?
We keep everything out of the customer's view.
Okay.
We want everything to be pleasing to them. We don't want to have anything on the bay floor, no tire racks or anything. We want them to be able to see their vehicle being worked on. So it's a pretty clean environment. We get very positive reviews from our customers.
You have my review. It's very positive. But when it comes to going to Jiffy Lube for these services, so if I wanted to get a coolant job kind of thing, would I want to make an appointment for that?
You don't need to, but you can. You could go online and make an appointment online, but there really is not. It's not necessary.
Okay.
Our crews are trained to take anybody that comes in. We don't want them driving off the lot. We want them to be serviced quickly.
I did see you guys are pretty proud of the tire specials you run, and the specials are pretty much all the time because you have really competitive pricing.
We are very competitive. In fact, if you find a tire that is less than ours, we'll match it.
Wow. And you have a great selection of those as well.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to keep track of all that. In the technology that you have to deal with, Bob, is there a management system you have to maintain as the VP of operations, or how deep does that get with each store knowing what they have or what they need?
Well, we have a person in charge of our COGS department, cost of goods sold, and she does a great job. She's been in the system now for probably 35 years. She knows what she's doing, and she keeps us really well stocked.
And when you have 14 locations in Wisconsin, that's got to help everybody because I would think that there's a need, there's a desire. You say 100 across the country, but it's great to know we have that many Jiffy Lubes close by.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's really nice to have. We're in 15 or 16 different states. So whenever you get bad weather in 3 or 4 states, we don't get hit really hard because we have, stores everywhere.
Yeah, and the neat thing about it is Jiffy Lube is going to be there. You're going to trust what they do, and I think with the higher mileage oils and stuff like that now, all the synthetic oil, you got to go somewhere that's trusted. And Pennzoil, I'm sure, has got a great
we're
product.
right on top of all the new requirements for the new vehicles too.
So if you need to get your car serviced and you need to get that oil change and you want to go to somewhere dependable and maybe find a coupon like I do online, go to jiffylube.com. You guys are always offering specials, whether it be short term or for a situation like, hey, if you're military or former military, they want to take care of you. It's really
Absolutely. Cool. We're very community oriented, and we love the United States and we love our military. That's big for us.
And we love having you as part of our show.
Well, thank you. It's good to be here. Good to see you again.
Great to see you. How about a big hand, everybody, for Bob Cahill joining us here from Jiffy Lube. Go to jiffylube.com. He's the VP of Operations, a busy guy. He's probably got to get back on the phone right now to talk to more of his friends that he's going to visit tomorrow and on through the week. We want to thank you so much for being part of our program.
Great. Thank you very much, Jim.
Thanks. Bob Cahill joining us here on the Racing Roundup Show. We'll be right back. And when it comes to racing, we want to tell you what's happening in the world of motorsports when it comes to NASCAR. Yep, it's time for the NASCAR report brought to you by Interstate Batteries of Southeast Wisconsin. Yes, you can get batteries at Jiffy Lube as well, but the Interstate Batteries guys, they've got all batteries. They got car batteries. They've got batteries for your cell phone. They got batteries for anything you may need. And when it comes to NASCAR racing, keep in mind, Interstate sponsors Joe Gibbs Racing for 30-plus years and counting now. And they also want to remind you that you can go to interstatebatteries.com for a battery for every need at a dealer near you. The trip south of the border was deemed a success. They went to Mexico City for the first time. NASCAR, first time outside the country in 50 years, sanctioning a race. The Autodromo Hernandez Rodriguez road course in Mexico City was a smashing success. Saturday's race, huge. Daniel Suarez won. Did you guys watch that at all? Did you see that? He's in a Hendrick Chevy, piles it in the tire barrier. They bring out the backup car. He's asked to start dead last on an international driver provisional. Goes ahead and wins the race. When he took the lead, Daniel said after the race, I heard the crowd over my race car. And they have a big stadium, like you're driving through behind home plate through the infield of the racetrack. And he heard those folks. He said, but I also heard him in turn 1, which imagine Road America turn 1. He heard that crowd louder than his race car as he took the lead and went on to win in his home country. The Monterrey, Mexico native is so proud of his race on Saturday. Of course, he races on Sundays in the NASCAR Cup Series, but what a huge win it was for him. Taylor Gray gave him a run, closed out in the last lap, but just did not have enough. Pre-race favorite and pole sitter Connor Zilic had an eventful race and somehow brought his Chevy home 5th. Franklin, Wisconsin, Sam Mayer was joined by his sister and his mom and dad. They had a nice weekend in Mexico City. And the former NASCAR Series winner at Road America finished 23rd on the lead lap in Mexico City. Also, Slinger resident Josh Blicky was scored 24th on the lead lap, and Rhinelander's Parker Retzlaff was 35th. Sunday's Cup race, as I mentioned, was all SVG. Those are the initials of Shane Van Gisbergen, who set the world on fire 3 years ago at Chicago Street Course by winning his Cup debut on the streets of Chicago. Well, SVG, Shane Van Gisbergen, won the pole at Mexico City and led a total of 60 of the 100 laps, and from all reports looked even more dominant than his first Cup win on the Chicago Street Course in 2023. Now, full-timer of the Cup Series, his Trackhouse Racing number 88 team has a playoff spot for the win. Got a question for you guys. Richard Petty yesterday was quoted as saying, I don't know if a guy 30-something in points should be able to get in the playoffs. What about those guys in 15th and 16th? They should be in the playoffs. What do you guys think? Maybe hit us up on socials. Is it good for the sport to elevate race winners over points earned? Matt Kenseth was the last guy who won in the old point system in 2003. In 2004, they changed it into the chase format, and now we have the playoffs. Getting back to the race coverage, Christopher Bell was 16 seconds behind at the finish to take second. Hendrick teammates Chase Elliott and a healing Alex Bowman third and fourth, with Michael McDowell fifth. Dana Hamlin's baby boy was born last week Wednesday, and he was able to stay home with his fiancee Jordan with a medical waiver and did not compete in Mexico. Ryan Truex was the official driver of record as his substitute. He raced the 23rd in Hamlin's place. Officials announced today that the Sunday, August 3rd, Iowa NASCAR Cup Series race tickets are sold out. So if you want to go, you have to go Friday for the ARCA race or Saturday for Xfinity. This weekend, the Cup and Xfinity Series race at Pocono. Josh Blicky will be driving the number 91 Chevy in Saturday's Xfinity Series race. Coverage on Saturday's race, always on the CW Network, will happen in the afternoon. And Sunday's race is the final of the 5 races you'll get to watch on Amazon Prime of the season. A Ferrari fielded by AF Corsa was the overall winner of the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Porsche Penske was second ahead of another Ferrari. And with the anticipation of the XPEL IndyCar Series coming, the IndyCar Grand Prix coming this weekend. It's the XPEL IndyCar Grand Prix presented by AMR coming to Road America this weekend in Elkhart Lake. The IndyCars were just in action this past weekend. Sunday night, they were in St. Louis with Worldwide Technology Raceway, Gateway in Illinois, right over the border from St. Louis, where Kyle Kirkwood earned his third race of the year, a third victory for him on the year, and first on an oval for the Andretti Gobel. Joseph Newgarden walked away after flipping his car in the front stretch after colliding with a stalled, stop, spun Louis Foster's car. So when Louis Foster spun, he came down the track, and boy, it was a pretty exciting video. If you haven't seen it, you might want to check that out on YouTube. We are going to take a commercial break. Back with more on this edition of the Racing Roundup Show. We got Ryan Wire hanging out with us. We got Randy Tigan hanging with us. We've got Bill Holland on the way with a great report, and Turk Letizia is here to talk about the race named after his dad, the Diamond 47. It's a huge payday coming up Saturday, June 28th at 141 Speedway for the Wabam Dirt Kings Tour. That and more on this edition of the Racing Roundup Show. Stay tuned.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Contact us on our website, racingroundupshow.com. We'll be right back with more of the Upper Midwest and Wisconsin racing scene, NASCAR, and the world of motorsports.
The Gravely Mower Series at Olson Outdoor Power is raising the bar on performance with smarter controls, longer run times, and more comfort. Add in layaway and financing from Olson's, and there's no lawn you can't conquer. Buy the best from the best. Gravely at Olson's Outdoor Power, Muskego.
Automatic Transmission Design is located in Germantown, Wisconsin. They've been hard at work the last 15 years in perfecting the best performance racing transmissions and converters. The folks at ATD have made it possible to offer the best quality and most affordably priced winning components for off-road, drag racing, truck pulling, and circle track applications. ATD may not be the biggest or most famous company in the marketplace, but they have the will and put in that extra effort to provide you with the best products available. ATD's certified technicians go through a comprehensive quality checklist on every transmission and converter they build. Then it's tested on their in-house dyno. Only then is the product ready for shipment to the customer. ATD takes these steps to provide you with the best quality products every time. They are 100% guaranteed. Their no returns policy makes sure it's right the first time. The next time you need a performance transmission or converter, give Charlie a call at 262-251-7777 or visit autotransdesign.com.
Jiffy Lube has locations across Wisconsin to serve you. Visit jiffylube.com to locate your store and to find the latest coupons and promotional offers. You're greeted by a friendly and knowledgeable staff. Grab a water or coffee and know you and your vehicle are in good hands. Windshield wipers, new tires, and alignments are a few of the many services offered. Jiffy Lube proudly features Pennzoil. There's a whole lot more than no appointment drive-up oil changes at Jiffy Lube. Welcome to personalized car care. Wisconsin race fans, find your store at jiffylube.com.
Organize like the pros with Hefner Racing products. Take your trailer to the next level. Upgrade your garage, streamline your shop. Whether you're tearing up the track or tackling home projects, Hefner Racing Products has you covered with the best made and widest variety of organizational accessories made right here in Wisconsin. Shop online now at hrpracing.com.
Mower Series at Olson Outdoor Power is raising the bar on performance with smarter controls, longer run times, and more comfort. Add in layaway and financing from Olson's, and there's no lawn you can't conquer. Buy the best from the best. Gravely at Olson's Outdoor Power, Muskego.
Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, to watch show archives, see photos from decades of our program, and links to support our awesome show advertisers. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show. Hanging out with you for 41 years on Tuesday nights. Now here we're hanging out at Polly's Pub and Eatery. For the next 3 weeks, we're on the road, so listen up to our Benson Valley Roadshow calendar, if you will, and it's all on our website, racingroundupshow.com. This coming Tuesday, we're at LD's Barbecue in East Troy. It's bike night, car show, live band, hanging out outside. We're going to have a lot of fun. Join us there. We'll be live at 6 p.m. next week, Tuesday, June 24th. Tuesday, July 1st, we're going to be hanging out at Wilmot Raceway, and they're racing at 6. So if our show starts at 6, we have to back that up to about 4:30 or so. Gates open at 5, so you can hang out and watch it on your phone until 5 o'clock when the gates open. And join us for a great points night of racing. It's carload night, fireworks that night. It's on Tuesday, July 1st. We're at Wilmot Raceway. Our road show is presented by CK Contractors and Oak Creek Automotive there. And then Tuesday, July 8th is the Slinger Nationals, the 46th Annual Cobblestone Nationals at Slinger. And we'll be there. Time to be determined. So keep an eye on our schedule page or our Facebook page. But we will be at Slinger Speedway for our show, not here at Polly's. We'll be here at Polly's the week after July 15th. So keep all that in mind. And our Racing Roundup show at Slinger is brought to you by Oak Creek Automotive and our friends at Keith's Marina. So it's going to be a lot of fun to bring the show to you in the coming weeks on the road. This portion of our show is brought to you by BMR Electric Carts in Random Lake. They have Icon e-bikes. They go 25 miles per hour and 40 miles between charges. And BMRE is now selling gas-powered golf carts, e-bikes, and scooters. Your choice of colors, your choice of options. Brad Miller's Wisconsin's Icon Gas and Electric Cart Dealer. Check out the Facebook page, BMRE Electric Carts Company. We now have an opportunity to talk to a driver that has been racing for a long time, and I don't think he can help it. Come on now, he's a third-generation racer. That's a nice way to put it, right? We've had him on the show before. It's great to have him back. Here we go. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show. Hanging out with a third-generation racer here on the program. Let's welcome in a driver who's now racing at late model at Slinger Super Speedway, Ryan Wire. Ryan, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Glad to have you here. And thanks for bringing the car to Polly's. It's cool to have you guys all get ready to get it shined up and go racing at Slinger.
Yeah, we got it all shined up, made the decals look good, put a little something on it, make it a little shinier, so it's looking good.
How has your season been going thus far?
Great. We won our first heat race at Slinger. I haven't raced in the late model there much. I've been racing a lot at Jefferson. We won a feature there and a few heat races there, so it's nice to transition over and kind of take on a new challenge.
And people may not realize, but when you win a heat, you can also pull in the infield and get a picture, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's always a plus. I'll take it.
And that does a lot because I know you do a lot for your sponsors. Raw Motorsports on Facebook is where you're dedicated to making sure your people know that they're appreciated, and you guys do a really nice job of that. So those little moments,
thank you.
Hopefully there's more to come.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, and there'll be more to come, and I think it's important. People always say, sponsors, but I think it's really what makes us be able to be there every week and do everything. And it's been fun to jump from different things and be competitive in everything we've done. And I think it's cool. It shows we're very diverse and able to do a lot.
And Ryan Wire has been racing across the country in his progression from being a kid in the stands watching his grandpa race and his dad race to now getting a chance to race. Take us through that progression of when you first raced and what'd you end up racing first off?
Yeah, so I started racing off at Badger Kart Club or Dousman, and we did karts from there. Did that for a good number of years, started traveling in that, had some good success, then kind of transitioned into the Legends. Kind of took on a different challenge from road course to oval, but that was a good one. And then
hang on, that's a big difference. Road course karting to ovals on Legends cars, and people do Legends cars probably had a lot more experience than you, I'm guessing, starting out.
Yeah, and we just jumped into it. It's always been usually my dad and Allie and me. So that's our crew, and that's regardless what car we're driving. That's we take on the challenge.
So she was involved, and now she's way involved because you guys got married about a year ago?
Yeah, last in March. So
that's awesome.
So that was great. So thanks.
So you went karting to Legends, and I cut you off. What'd you do after
that? Yeah, and then we won the state championship in the Legends and the Dells championship in that, so that was great.
Yeah.
And then kind of from there we had an opportunity to buy a Spec Miata, so kind of going back to road courses again, which is a little random.
They
but
ran
that's
Spec Miatas at Martinsville. I'm cutting you off again.
No, you're good. Go for it.
That's not ovals either. Now you're back to not ovals.
Yeah, now we're in
Break
squiggly
that
ovals.
down. What'd you all race that Mazda Miata?
I raced that at Road America, Mid-Ohio, Blackhawk, Gingerman, trying to think where else. Other places too, but it was a great challenge. It's fun to do some serious high speed stuff and actually be on the big tracks and be in drafting battles. And boy, at the June sprints we did the one year, we had 80 cars. So when you look in front, it's an endless stream. When you're looking back, there's an endless stream. It's a heck of an experience. And it's a lot of fun.
So for Ryan and all these experiences, did you ever overlap, or was it we're karting, now we're Legends car racing, now we're Mazda Miata road racing?
Honestly, no. I've kind of honestly had to like you do your one thing. I trade up, so to say.
Yeah.
And we've been just doing that this whole time. We've been trying to trade up from every little thing we do, and we get our certain allowance that we get from our sponsors and supporters. And then, regardless of the challenge, we try to, give them the best platform to do it, or new ways or new things to do that with, which is fun also for them. But also it's great to become a better driver by driving different cars and doing different things. So
now when it comes to racing across the country in karting, and then once again branching out across the upper Midwest in really competitive road racing, did sponsors help figure out where you wanted to race? Was that any part of the plan, or just was a comfortable way for you to say, I want to go racing here, and hope we have sponsorship to help with that?
Yeah, I think that is a little bit part of it. Some of it is the challenges of doing things and the desire to want to do certain classes, but also some of it is, a lot of it the sponsors. You got to have the funding to be competitive, and I think that's something we've been really good at is we'll pair that opportunity with advertising or sponsors or partners to be able to do that and be competitive, because it's cool to be right in the mix then and figure that out.
So when did you scratch the itch to go back oval racing from the Mazda Miata? Because I think we had you on the show when you were racing Miatas very competitively.
Yeah.
And then I see that you got a stock car. I'm like, ooh, where's he going now?
Yeah.
Take us what the next chapter. When did that start?
Yeah, there was another shift again. But I think, as a driver, I wanted to become better at ovals. That was one thing I noticed. I wanted to win some features. I wanted to win some more races. I wanted to become better. And the only way to do it is challenge yourself in many ways. So that was kind of the thing. The opportunity came where somebody, the Nosteds were selling their car. We had a sponsorship opportunity to do that. And then we were coming off. We won the Summer Classic in the Miata recently. So it was cool. It kind of all worked well. And it was a good opportunity to transition us into racing at Jefferson then.
So did you ever have the Mazda in the shop at the same time as the late model? Or did that kind of also happen to be a transition of getting a different car in the race shop?
That was probably the closest to having two cars, because we actually had the Miata all painted up in a new livery, a new thing, and it was looking amazing. And we were planning on racing it, having it just in case, we couldn't sell it. And we ended up having someone that wanted to buy it. They came, picked it up from New York, and they raced at Lime Rock or somewhere around there. But then we had that in the garage with it for a little bit.
Swept the garage once, and that was it? And then out the door, and here comes another one.
And then here's another one. So
wow, that's crazy.
It's kind of fun how that all worked out.
So from your late model you ran at Jefferson initially, is it the same car you're now racing at Slinger mainly?
Yes. Yeah, it's the exact same car, same chassis, same motor, same everything. I learned a lot I think it was 3 years we raced consistently at Jefferson, almost the whole season. And you learn there's a different style of racing with ovals. You have to kind of have your elbows out. You got to know when to be aggressive, know when to be wise, and kind of be like, oh, I see something's going on. I'm going to let them, tangle. But, and we've automatically right away had success. We had some mechanical things, but we never stopped. We never gave up. We just kept on rising forward. So
it's amazing. Where can we follow you on socials?
I got, I do a lot on my Raw Motorsports Facebook page. I'll post YouTube videos, kind of silly ones, just of the races that are, notable. And then I'll put, I have an Instagram just at RyanWire12R. So that's usually where I post all my stuff. So I'll be out there, and you can keep in touch with me for whatever's happening next.
It's fun to follow along. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks. I really appreciate you having me on. It's an honor.
Ryan Wire joining us here on the Racing Roundup Show. And we'll stop taping now for television. That's awesome. We're going to stay right here. I want to talk more about mom and dad and family and grandpa and grandma and all the people that you get to, represent. It's kind of cool you got a chance to do all that with your family still.
Yeah, I think that's so cool to be like a third generation, kind of racer, and then having Grandpa Dale and then my Uncle Ron and then my dad. He's always been helping my dad and my uncle and stuff like that, and now into my things. It's really cool. It's fun. It's not everyone has, that cool experience and help that you can get from that too.
I know who y'all bring here tonight. I'm looking over at the corner over there.
I got my dad, Tony, my mom, Lene, and my wife, Allie. And
hey, Allie.
They're the best. I couldn't do any of this without them. So it just wouldn't happen. So
how many races you got left, you think? Have you looked at the schedule? Have you dotted the I's? Because I know it's not every week you get to race, which is okay, right?
Yeah, which is okay. It's some weeks you need to adjust things or figure out how to make it faster or better. So for us, it's helpful. We also bought a house recently, so that's been sucking up some of my time.
How big's the garage?
I got a 2-car, and then I have a detached one.
Okay.
So, but it's got
sounds
three
like
cars.
Sounds like enough space for now.
I just need a driveway, so then I'll be good. But that's a whole nother can of worms.
We need a paving company to sponsor a race car right now to get a paved driveway. Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Some All-Pro would be fantastic.
Speaking of sponsors, who's on your race car that's beautiful and sitting right outside here at Polly's?
Thanks. Yeah. I got, they all make it happen. I really appreciate them. We got All-Pro paving. We got FNS, lawn care and snow plowing. Wire and Sons, that's our family HVAC business. It's been around for over 45 years. We got Armstrong, the products that we sell. Style Aesthetic from South Milwaukee, actually not too far away.
Go Welk family.
Yeah, Welk family. So Welk team. They're awesome. They make all of our apparel and make us look good and, support us that way. And I'm trying to think of all the other ones. I think that's... Oh, geez. The most important one, Tony Consiglio, COH Wealth Management Group in Waukesha. They're a great bunch of people. I cannot say good enough things about Tony. He's honestly one of the nicest people I've ever met. So if you need any wealth management advice or just don't know what to do, he's going to get you 10 steps more forward than I even or any of us realize. So...
got to support those that support you.
Yeah,
for sure.
And he's been one of our most loyal sponsors since the Legend car, even to now. So I'm beyond thankful for him. So
cool. We are now joined by a very special guest, a man who is sitting to your left, my far left. Oh. He gets to watch you race all the time at Slinger Speedway. Let's welcome in Dean Strong to the Racing Roundup Show. Dean, how are you?
I'm doing good, Jim. How are you doing?
Great.
I was wondering who you were talking about when you said you had a special guest.
That'd be Dean. That'd be Ryan.
Hi, Ryan.
It's kind of fun watching Ryan race because I think you've been out there long enough to watch a couple other generations of Wires race as well.
The thing that I first noticed when the 12 car pulls on the track is how sharp it is. I mean, that car looks fantastic. I love it.
I appreciate
it.
And
the progression that you have made over the years from the Legends cars. Saw you crash the Legends car once at Slinger.
Yeah,
wasn't good.
That was the most lame start to anything I think that could have happened. Something broke in the rear and spun in the first corner. Awesome, exactly what you don't want, but that's okay. It happens.
The good news is he remembers that as well because it was the only time you had something goofy go on at Slinger in a Legends car.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't like, which crash, Dean? Which one are you talking about? No, that's the one.
That's the one, luckily. So that's great. And then the other time it worked good. It worked pretty good. So I was happy.
He's racing this Sunday, Dean.
Yep.
It's a big show.
It is a big show. Let's see. It will be, $5 if you are a tech school student. Get in for $5 if you have your ID.
Yeah.
The up-down late models will headline the division, the card on Sunday night. Should be good.
Should be great. Ryan, thanks for sticking with us. You can stay right there and watch Dean and be amazed at all the things he's reporting.
You can
on
read
there.
along with me.
I know.
You
I
can read
love. Look
along.
how thorough. It's awesome.
All right. Well, Ryan and I will sit here watching Dean now give you what we're expecting to be an awesome short track report. Dean, take it away.
You have a little insight on that, though.
Go for it. Go for it.
It's time for the Bonafide Security Solutions short track report for cameras and alarm systems for your home or business. Program card access, custom-made security doors, on-call locksmith work, and more. It's a lock. Support the racers at Team Bonafide by calling 262-790-9400 or go online, bonafidesafe.com. They protect what you value. Last night, Jim, Wilmot Raceway hosted Dirt Car Summer Nationals Hell Tour for the Dirt Late Models.
Turk was racing there last night.
Recent show guest Drake Troutman ended up in victory lane. Lap 9, it got thrilling for Ashton Winger, the 2023 Hell Tour champion. He took a wild ride in turn 1. Barrel rolled a couple times. Good to see that he walked away uninjured. Troutman made the winning pass shortly after a lap 18 restart. Held off Jason Feger. The high side hustler was running the low side.
So you have to say low side then? You can't say high side.
Wisconsin racers Mitch McGrath finished 11th, Paul Parker DNF'd. Our Wilmot Raceway coverage is sponsored by CKContractorsLLC.com. Hire the pros at CK Contractors for Lake Michigan shore restoration, lot grading, excavation, retention pond building, and more. CKContractorsLLC.com. This past Saturday night at Wilmot Raceway, Adam Taylor won his first Autometer Wisconsin Wingless Sprints feature, while past IRA Lightning Sprints champ Mark Heinert won another one. Visit WilmotRaceway.com for news on their Saturday night weekly racing program. I heard you talking about the road shows coming up.
Yeah.
Wilmot Raceway is one of them. 2 weeks, July 1st, racing and Racing Roundup show. Goes well together.
Goes together. It's carload night, too.
Yeah, excellent. Hey, this was just a fun weekend for short track racing here in southeastern Wisconsin. Friday night, we had the ASA Stars National Tour visiting Madison International Speedway, the El Bandito Yankee Tequila 250, won by 16-year-old racer Carson Brown. He's in the Anthony Campy racing ride, and that ride took Casey Roderick to the Stars National Championship last year. Brown's first win put him within 29 points of the series lead after the victory. The next night, he went dirt racing at my favorite dirt track, Fairbury.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Nice. The point leader coming into Friday night's race at Madison, Cole Butcher, he had several issues, made multiple pit stops to adjust his Donnie Wilson Motorsports Toyota. Through attrition, Butcher was able to race into the top 5, made some late race passes to finish second in that one. The return of the ASA Stars Tour for Wisconsin proud Ty Majeski at Madison, it was short-lived as his car was the first one out with motor issues just 13 laps into the race. Luke Fenhouse took a wild ride. My goodness.
Yeah.
Whole rear end, just a whole left axle tube just broke. Everything, the wheel,
amazing.
the tire, brake calipers, everything just went flying off. It was a wild ride indeed. Ty Frederickson ended up third. Past Joe Shear Classic winner, Stars full-timer Austin Nason finished sixth. Fast qualifier Gabe Summers Ford suffered mechanical issues. One of 9 cars out with suspension mechanical failures, not engine related. Stay tuned for Bill Holland's In the Groove a little bit later on in this show for coverage of Sunday night's ASA Stars 300-lapper at the Slinger Super Speedway. Top 2 weekly divisions, or I should say 2 weekly divisions that raced on Sunday night at Slinger were Todd Snow in the Slinger Bees, Alex Lopazinski in the Sportsman class. They were the winners. Tonight's Slinger Super Speedway results brought to you by Ricardo's Pizza, located in downtown Greendale since 1970. Ricardo's is owned by racer Richie Locke and his family. Ricardo's Pizza takes pride in their dough made fresh daily, fresh produce, signature sauce, and the best Wisconsin cheeses. Order the best at ricardosgreendale.com.
Dean, I saw you Sunday night.
I was there.
You were there. What was your perspective and approach? Because I don't think you had a microphone in your hand at all, did you?
I did not the whole night.
Right.
And I thought I'd get the shakes or something, but I did okay with it.
Yeah.
I did okay with it. Yeah, a couple Coors Lights, and I was good.
Good.
It was just fantastic racing. I was pleasantly surprised by the turnout. I was pleasantly surprised by the vibe. When you pulled into the place, there was a vibe that you don't get very often at short track racing. People playing bags, people tailgating, cooking out. I mean, it was a really cool scene. I thought the racing was great. I love the fact that Ty Majeski took the $5,000 challenge.
Won the pole, dropped to the back for a 5K, and he ended up getting the lead back before he was racing hard with Cole Butcher, and that's all we can tell you because Bill Holland's got it all covered for us.
Yeah, it was awesome. We kind of switched gears Friday night, this coming Friday night at Slinger. It's the Slam Fest number 1, the opposite of the ASA Stars National Tour. Rockstar Rush and his Thrill Show will be there. And then we talked about Sunday night, the Uptown Pro late models, and this guy to my right, headlining. Two-time IRA Outlaws 410 Sprint champ Scotty Neitzel told us on the show a few weeks ago that he'd have his 360 car ready pretty soon. Well, he drove his 360 Sprinter to Victory Lane Saturday night at the Plymouth Dirt Track. Another recent show guest, Lance Fosbender, had the early lead in the feature before a two-lap side-by-side race for the lead, put Neitzel out front at lap 10 of that 25-lapper. Neitzel's third Plymouth 360 win, 14th in his MSA 360 Sprint Division career. Pair of first-time winners Saturday night at Plymouth, Jake Richards of Neshkora, Grand National victor Jared Spalding of Greenville, the winner of the 25-lap B-Mod main event. And surviving a 3-wide race for the win, Street Stock feature went to Phil Wiestoff this Saturday night at Plymouth. Road America Challenge, that's always a big one. They have a big crowd, of course, up the road from the Plymouth Dirt Track at Elkhart Lake, Road America. And they're going to have a IRA Outlaw Sprints, Wisconsin Wingless Sprints, 360 Sprints, all going on just down the road and on IndyCar weekend.
And would you believe he had a night off? Scotty Neitzel, I actually saw him in the stands early on Sunday at Slinger Speedway. I'm like, is that Scotty Neitzel?
Isn't that weird when you see him someplace that, like, they
And I know why it was weird for me. He said, hey, Jim. I said, hey, Scotty. He said, this is the first time I've been here since 1978. Wow. And Scotty was hanging out in the stands on Sunday night. He got a good one. He watched the great one.
Hey, Grant Griesbach, we had him on the show last week, Tuesday night at the Cellar, Oak Creek Automotive Night. And you know we've had some luck. We've had some good juju with guys being on the show. Grant's on the show Tuesday night. Thursday night he goes out and wins the 50-lap red race at Wisconsin International Raceway. Casey Johnson ran second to Grant for the first 40 laps before Chad Butts got by. Results from Wisconsin International Raceway brought to you by Ken Sports in Kaukauna and Green Bay. Ken Sports is Wisconsin's largest power sports dealer, home of the best names in fun, new and used two wheels, on the road, trail riding, or on the water. Visit kensports.com or kensportsgreenbay.com. JJ Vanderloop, one of the late model feature winners on the quarter mile, Ethan Beatty in the Superstocks, Mason Kalmas Sport Trucks over Ken Sports sponsored Brady Vanderloop, and Ben Schulte in the Sizzlin' Fours. Figure Eights was won by Craig Vanderwetting. This Thursday night, big one at Kaukauna. Mark Martin returns to WIR. The NASCAR Hall of Famer is going to be inducted into the Wisconsin International Raceway Circle of Fame. Of course, Mark Martin and WIR have history. Mark won the Red, White, and Blue State Championship there in 85 and 86. He will be signing autographs at Kaukauna from 6 until 8. Congrats to Rose Borntrager on her win. NASCAR Weekly action, late model action, Saturday night at Dulles Raceway Park. Chris Webber drove from deep in the field to win the Sportsman main. Mike Sandholm of Oconomowoc and Hefner Racing Products.
Yep.
Good to see Mike in Victory Lane there. In the modifieds, took his number 6 to Victory Lane. And defending champ Jerry Bredesen prevailed in the Bandits. Mark Mackesy won the first of 2 CWRA super late model features at DRP. Paul Payne started 8th in the second feature and beat Corey Jankowski and Tyler Sauter to the checkers. Diamond Wheels, brings us the happenings at Dulles Raceway Park. Diamond Wheels is your destination for stock car, road racing, autocross, beadlock wheels for off-road and dirt track custom chrome finished wheels and more. DiamondRacingWheels.com. Inex Legends Regional Racing and Wisconsin Sport Trucks add to the excitement of NASCAR Weekly action at DRP this Saturday night. And this Saturday night, in fact, the entry list came out today for the ARCA Menard Series race at Elko. And on that entry list, 16-year-old from Webster, Minnesota, going to be making his first ARCA Menard Series start at his home track, Ty Fredrickson in the Venturini Motorsports number 25.
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
Very cool.
It's a big race, big week for him as he won the Kawicki Cup last year. Now he's going to be racing big time for making his debut at the Venturini. It's going to be good. Yep. It's going to be kind of cool to see him do that. Dean, thanks.
Thanks, James.
How about a big hand for Dean Strom and Ryan Wire? Thanks, Ryan, for watching us hang out and talk about short track racing. It's been a pleasure to have you on the show tonight.
Yeah, it's
See, this is how the magic. This is how the magic. You got to pull the curtain back and see how the sausage is made.
Yeah, that's the best part.
We're talking vintage Indy cars. We're talking a dirt late model race that's paying big money in the state of Wisconsin, and we're talking about everything we possibly can in the next 30 minutes or so on our show with great giveaways after the program. Come on down and join us. We're at Polly's Pub and Eatery, 81st and Greenfield, and we'll be right back.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors.
Adams Towing offers expert heavy-duty towing services for the entire state of Wisconsin from their Plover headquarters. Since 1961, 3 generations of heavy-duty towing specialists and racing supporters have provided towing, flatbed, and reload service, plus winching and upright, long boom service, truck starting, and cleanup. Adams Towing proudly sponsors Ryan Farrell's Super Late Model team. Put Adams Towing and their experienced team and their fleet of heavy-duty tow trucks and rollbacks to work for you. Call Adams Towing today at 715-344-3836.
Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln is a great place to watch NASCAR races, Packer games, Brewer games, and to meet up with your friends. Joey and Jim Lynch pride themselves on their friendly hospitality and welcome Racing Roundup listeners to stop in to watch all the races on their 14 TVs and flat screens. Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln has been a longtime supporter of racers, including National Road Racing Motorcycle Champion Dan Belansky. Relax around the big neighborhood bar with 2 pool tables and dartboards surrounded by TVs. Whether you're meeting up before the game, want to watch the races with race fans, or just want to grab a cold one, head to Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 Lincoln and West Allis.
427-1000 American Foundation.
When your foundation is in need of repair, you need 3 things: an honest opinion, quality work, and fair prices. Call American.
Trust and dedication. That's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000 American Foundation.
Bobby Gutnick and the technicians at Oak Creek Automotive on South 27th Street in Drexel are experts in automotive repair. For 35 years and counting, the Napa Certified Car Care Center at Oak Creek Automotive handles emission testing, tires, and complete auto, truck, and SUV repair. From oil changes to transmission replacement. 414-761-3250 to schedule your free inspection appointment. For all your vehicle repair needs, head to South 27th in Drexel to the experts at Oak Creek Automotive.
Hey there, this is Leon from LD's Barbecue, open Wednesday through Sunday in East Troy. Not only do we serve your favorites every day, but we also provide catering for graduations, weddings, office parties, and more. Stop in and try our award-winning food, sauces, and rubs. Check us out on Facebook for daily specials. LD's Barbecue in East Troy. Remember, we'll smoke your butt.
Like our show on Facebook and share our content with other race fans. We hope to see you at one of our upcoming shows too. Join racers, other race fans, and win prizes. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome back to our program. We're hanging out here on a Tuesday night at Polly's Pub and Eatery. Next Tuesday night, June 24th, join us at LD's Barbecue for a Benson Valley Bourbon Road Show. We're hanging out outside. Bring a lawn chair, bring your motorcycle, bring your custom car, bring your passenger car, bring your friends. It's bike night, bunch of bikes there, bunch of music going on, and we'll be hanging out with the show, too, at LD's Barbecue in East Troy. Awesome award-winning barbecue and sauces. They make all their own right there at LD's Barbecue. We're off of I-43 in East Troy. The address is on our website, racingroundupshow.com. Check out the schedule page, Racers and Barbecue. Sounds like a pretty good combination on a Tuesday night. We'll see you there next Tuesday. It's also time to remind you that every Saturday we have Milwaukee's only motorsports TV show. It's called The Racing Roundup Show. It airs on CW18 Milwaukee. CW18 Milwaukee covers all the NASCAR races, and our show is on every Saturday at 11:30 to noon. No matter what time the NASCAR race is, you'll find us 11:30 to noon on Saturday. Set your DVRs, or better yet, tune in live and watch it and tell us what you think about it. We love showcasing all forms of racing on our shows. We encourage you to support the sponsors on those programs as well. We'd also have to thank and recognize some of them right now. Bonafide Security Solutions, Precise Auto Truck Accessories in Wisconsin Dells, owned by current Jefferson Speedway late model point leader Mike Grunberg. Late model, the racers at Source Services and Automatic Transmission Design. They have ASE certified technicians at the ready in their shop in Germantown, as well as some really cool custom-made stuff to keep racers across the globe going fast. It's now time to welcome in a gentleman who's going to be going fast in cars that raced literally a century ago at the Milwaukee Mile. It's the Harry A. Miller Club meet. It's coming up on June 27 and 28. And tell us more about it is that historic vintage IndyCar event is back, and Steve Zocchi's back. Steve, welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show.
Well, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Vintage Indy cars were not at the mile the last couple years. The event was held in Indianapolis. But I'm telling you, if you've not had a chance or a choice, make the time, make the choice, because, Steve, it's an amazing event.
Yeah,
it's an amazing event featuring cars from literally the turn of the century on.
Yeah, the last 2 years we were at Indianapolis Raceway Park. It was a good reason, though. They were making upgrades to the Milwaukee Mile, ensuring the future for our favorite track, of course. But what's nice about this is our 30th anniversary. Hard to believe. Since 1995, we've been doing this event, and it's back where it should be at the historic Milwaukee Mile. And as of right now, we got about 40 cars that are going to be entered.
Wow. So a Milwaukee businessman, Dave Eline, had the passion, loved the idea that Harry A. Miller from Menominee, Wisconsin, built IndyCar chassis, built IndyCar engines that became off-announcers, fielded cars at the Indy 500, and I think the number was, 22 cars in the 1938 Indy 500? Were all Miller cars, chassis, engine, provided by what Harry was able to design and build and craft. A Wisconsin genius, if you ask me. And I'm guessing Dana Meekum has some of those cars maybe coming?
Yeah, he's got a few of those. He's bringing almost a dozen cars.
Wow.
To the Harry Miller Club, he's got the oldest car, which is a 1904 Vanderbilt Racer, a Renault. And this thing is just very, very unique looking car. I mean, it's a one of a kind. There's only a few that are in driving condition. And it's a pretty cool thing. But all the way to a 1966 Lola that Jackie Stewart drove. So a real nice, a wide range of cars. You're going to have your pre-war cars, your Harry Miller cars, like your single-seaters and whatnot, to your two-man cars.
Yeah.
Up to your upright dirt cars that were prevalent at Indianapolis and out here at the Milwaukee Mile. And then, of course, your Indy Roadsters, your popular Indy Roadsters will be back. Many of them with Offenhauser powered. And then what we did last year, we started it as a kind of experiment, and we're continuing it this year, is we're permitting rear engine Offenhauser cars to be entered. And one of the reasons why we did that is to bring to bring more Offenhauser powered cars to the event. The Offenhauser is its lineage goes back directly to Harry Miller and actually back to the Peugeot of 1914. So double overhead cam engine, which it's amazing to think of the compression and what they were able to do with that engine, and then its second life when it achieved when they were able to turbocharge it.
Yeah, it used to be the Harry A. Miller Club. If the engine was in the back of the Indy car, it was too new to be there. And it's kind of holding true to the traditions of really seeing some quality history on wheels. Friday, June 27, Saturday, June 28. What time can people roll in and get a pit pass and get up close to these wonderful machines?
Yeah, come on in. You can start coming in. I would say about 10 o'clock for either day is a good time to start rolling in.
Okay.
Now, if you come on Friday, pit pass is going to be $25, but it's going to be good for both days. So pit passes are $25 each, but good for both days.
It's been that price forever. It's really an affordable deal.
It has been. And it gives you it's full access. Obviously, safety in that, not on pit road, but it lets you go right up to the pit wall. And, one of the nice things about this event is if there's a car you see or a car maybe harkens back to your childhood, hey, I remember when this car ran, you can talk to the owner, and that owner will be more than happy to tell you the complete history of the car, who owned it, and how it was designed and whatnot. And
the important thing is this, it's the pit area. It's not a car show. It is a rolling history show. They're exercised on the mile.
Yeah, and one of the selling points that we have on this on this event is that it's not only the 30 years, but you'll get the most track time of any vintage event that's out there.
So you're getting guys from across the country literally shipping or bringing or somehow getting here.
From coast to coast.
Yes.
From California all the way to the East Coast.
How many events like this happen in a given year? We feel special to have it here, no doubt, in Milwaukee, but there can't be too many.
There's not too many out there. And others have started and tried it a few times, but there's a vintage indie group, and they do a nice thing with the IndyCar series and that, which is good, exposing that. But this, for a standalone event, this is kind of I guess you could say like a PhD edition of vintage racing if you're into American Championship car racing.
And at this event, there will be people there crawling over cars for a purpose. They're going to be writing chapters of books. They'll be writing feature articles for international magazines and on websites. There are going to be people documenting history with these cars because they may now be, for the first time in 38 years or 80 years, put together and all running in running condition.
I remember,
this is a spectacle beyond just seeing the cars, too.
Yeah, one year there's a TV crew, and there's a real pretty blonde girl, and she got in a car, and they were showing her around, and she got a ride in one of the two-seat cars and found out she was with a Swedish TV and television. I'm like, wow, this is a big event, I guess.
It's really cool. And when it comes to going, you need to just take the time and spend the time. And this is an event, for example, A.J. Watson, championship-winning IndyCar mechanic, crew chief, chief mechanic for the Wilkie Racers. For years and years and years, he would just show up and walk around and look at these cars. He lives in Indianapolis. He went to this event every year. It was one of these must-have, must-dos. So you'll see a lot of people that you may not know or recognize, but you may not be surprised by who you may see.
Speaking of the Wilkies, Greg Wilkie will have his new. It's a replica or continuation, whatever you want to call it, but the beautiful 1959 Leader Card 500 Special, which is just beautiful with the Offenhauser in it, with the Dayglow orange on the front. In that, it just pops. It's a beautiful car.
Steve, I know you're involved in writing and keeping the club very active on socials. Where can people find out more information other than showing up around 10 a.m. on Friday, June 27 or June 28th?
Yeah, we're on Facebook, the Harry Miller Club, and if you look in any vintage magazine or that, we're listed in the calendars. But Facebook is the easiest at the Harry Miller Club.
It's going to be great. I hope to get the chance to sneak over there.
We'd love to have
you. But it'd be really cool. You need to do it. There's no question. If you want to say, oh, but I remember back in the day, well, these are living history, rolling machines. You'll be amazed. I continue babbling about the time I got a ride in Tom Malloy's two-seat Indy car at the mile. And my job as a riding mechanic was to make sure that plunger handle was ready in my hand. If I saw the oil gauge go below a certain number, I'd have to pump that oil pressure on the lap. That was one of the mechanic's jobs. And thankfully I didn't have to do that because I had my camera out and I was getting all excited. But what a fun time. I'm not saying everybody gets a chance to get a ride, but you never know who's going to be driving them. More importantly, you get to see a lot of really cool cars. Thank you, Steve.
All right. Thank you, Jim.
Appreciate that opportunity once again. Thank you, Steve Zocchi, for joining us on the show. We are now talking to a guy who's been around a long time. I'm not saying turn of the century, but I don't know if it's, well, we'll find out right now. We're going to welcome in Randy Teigen to the Racing Roundup show. And Randy's been here as a spectator, as a supporter of racers, and we got the crazy conversation going that we want you here to talk about all the things you've gotten to do in racing. How long have you been working on race cars, Randy?
I'd say pretty close to 40 years. I guess I first met you. I raced against your brothers, Ron and Tom, at Dousman.
Badger Kart Club, yeah.
I think that's where you started your announcing career.
Yeah.
And so I always liked going to races. My aunt and uncle used to take us to Angel Park, which is not too far away when we were 5 or 5 years old, and I just hooked on. I started helping Kenny Lund at late models at Madison and did this and that, and then
Kenny Lund, I believe, was the 1984 ASA Rookie of the Year, somewhere in there?
Yes.
Were you a part of that deal as well?
No, that was before I helped them.
Okay.
So then going to Daytona, my wife Holly, who's also known as Richie Waters' sister, we went down there to Daytona just dating, and we saw Bickle qualify for Daytona 500. And that Thursday night we were at the short track races, and Jack and John Olson were there, and Jack was supposed to change tires for Bickle, but he broke his wrist. So Phil Hammer, Bickle's crew chief, was there, and Phil come peeling around the corner, and he saw me. He said, I got a job for you on Sunday.
Sunday? Daytona 500 Sunday?
I didn't even think of it. I was doing so much racing back then, I never gave it a thought. And I said, yeah, okay. So we gave Jack and John our grandstand tickets, and they gave us their passes to go in the garage area. And like I said, I got a picture of it. Anybody wants to see it? I mean, no helmet, no uniform.
Yeah,
nothing.
we have it. We took a picture that'll be on our Facebook profile of Randy's interview here. You are changing front tires the Daytona 500 for Rich Bickle.
And Rich Bickle's dad was changing rear tires.
Wow. What year was that?
1990.
Wow. That's amazing.
The cool thing about that was my best year in racing. I was helping Gary St. Amant back then because Kenny had quit racing. And we went to Columbus, Ohio for the opening race at ASA. Gary won that very first race. And this guy named Rich Bickle finished second to us. So how ironic that was.
Yeah.
And then the end of the year, we went down to Nashville and we won All-American 400. So it was a pretty cool year.
Great year. So we're talking about drivers from the area. You're still involved in the drivers from the area, but you got a chance to go traveling quite a bit. What did you do most in the 90s and 2000s?
I did my ASA stuff for a while, and then we were having kids and stuff, so I quit on Gary. I said, we just can't travel no more. So he was mad because he thought I was quitting to go help Scott Hansen.
Okay.
Which was not true at all. So I kind of backed off a little bit, and then Richie Waters put his own team together, started running some races, and oh my God, I mean, we did some truck races, we did a lot of ASA races, just big short track races.
Snowball Derby, and we're talking about big races, big money races.
Snowball Derby.
World 300, World Crown 300, I'm guessing.
Kyle Busch drove for him a bunch of races. I think the first 17 races he won in trucks was all Richie's stuff. And I got a list that's so long, it's unreal, of all the guys that I've helped, so just amazed sometimes.
And you're still Riley Stenjum's tire guy. You're still working at the racetrack. You're still great friends with the Wood brothers helping out the Midwest Truck Series.
Yeah, I go help Jerry Wood whenever he races. And probably about the strangest thing that ever happened is 2 years ago, Richie Waters calls me and says, hey, these guys from Wausau are going to call you. I said, all right. So I get this call from Al Fenhouse. I had no clue who those guys were. We were standing next to each other, didn't know each other. He says, we need a tire guy for the Snowball Derby. Are you available? And I was like, yeah, okay, So I said, here's my price. I want this, 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 and this. So I give him a pretty hard list, and he kind of stuttered and goes, we'll get back to you. And I went, oh, that's a no. So I was fine with it. Calls me 2 days later. He says, we can give you everything you want, but we're going to give you X amount to do it. I said, okay, let's do it. So I went down there, and I think we met at Charlotte Airport. And I saw Fenhouse shirts on the guys, so I walked up and I go, guys, this is weird. You don't know me. I don't know you. We're going to be together for 5 days. Either we're going to hate each other or we're going to love each other. There's no in between. Well, I've done 3 more races up here with them. We talk all the time. So.
Hired gun, Randy Tigan rolls into the Snowball Derby. They know how good you got to be with tires. And when it comes to tires, and Richie Waters has a history of tires and pushing the limit. Back in the day, it was legal. It was legal to do a lot of things with tires, but that knowledge has to come full circle because there are restrictions now on when you can touch the tires. Here's your stack of 4 tires. Your stagger is what you get. I mean, that takes a lot of skill for you to know. Yes, you're still in demand for a good reason.
Yeah, it's definitely more challenging.
How challenging is that for you, knowing that is what you do and you're really good at it?
It's not, if you get in your mind what you want to do. Like, I was over at Johnny Sauter's shop 2 days this week helping get Penn's car ready for Madison. And Jimmy Lampman and I were doing tires together. Well, Jimmy and I never worked with each other before.
Really?
And so we just kind of had a little conversation, and boom, we hit it off. I mean, we both knew what each other's doing, and it worked out really good.
And you guys have been in the pits for 40 years working on cars, just never together until last weekend. That's cool.
I mean, I helped his brother, Dennis, but I never worked with Jimmy.
Oh, wow. How crazy is that? What do you think your schedule is the rest of this summer season, Randy?
Whatever Holly lets me do.
Well, you brought the grandkids with you.
Yep.
So I'm guessing you got to go like on field trips and swimming pool ventures and all sorts of things with the girls, right?
Yeah, we do a little stuff with them. They like going to the races once in a while.
Okay.
I think Richie will be up here for Kakana.
Richie Waters.
Yes.
For the Dixieland race.
Yes.
All right.
Who he brings, I don't know.
Okay.
I'll find out the day before.
Well, he's got a good one. It's great to have you here on the show.
Oh, I'll
see you soon. How about a big hand for Randy Tigan wanting to be on the show, and now you know why. What a great guy, helping out racers across the country and really doing a great job still to this day. 40 years involved in the sport as a crew member. When we come back, we're previewing what is the Diamond 47, a $4,700 to win with Bam Dirt King's late model race in honor of Diamond Jim Letizia. His son Turk Letizia is going to try to keep that check in the bank account that he's writing the check out of. We're talking to Turk when we come back on the Racing Roundup Show. And Bill Howland is a special extended edition of In the Groove from Slinger and the ASA Stars race on Sunday night. We'll be right back.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Greenfield Gallery wants to buy your racing collection. Do you have die-cast cars from IndyCar, Sprint Car, or short tracks? Greenfield Gallery wants them. If you have old racing programs, racing photos, and negatives, Greenfield Gallery wants those too. Contact Ralph Hibbert Jr. at Greenfield Gallery, who wants to buy your racing collection. Ralph also has an ever-changing eBay store full of racing collectibles. Search Greenfield Gallery. Email Ralph right now to get connected. His email address is ralph@greenfieldgallery.net.
For your next purge or project, go with the pros. Source Services. Champion driver and Wisconsin Short Track Hall of Famer Dan Source founded Source Services in 1988 with one truck, one employee, and a tireless work ethic. Through the dedicated work of Dan and his employees, Source Services LLC is southeastern Wisconsin's leading waste container rental company. Dropped and picked up by professionals, you can rent a dumpster for up to 60 days. Source Services sorts and recycles to reduce the amount of waste going into landfills. Go with the pros at sourceservices.com.
Eliminate the hassles of planning a trip to the races. Hook up with Boring Bob's Escorted NASCAR Racing Tours. Boring Bob offers transportation, lodging, race tickets, nightlife, shuttle service, and more. Boring Bob knows all the back roads into and out of the racetrack to get you in and out fast. Pick one or pick them all. Go in style to Daytona, Bristol, Phoenix, Las Vegas, and more. He has decades of experience and industry contacts galore. You name the race, let Boring Bob do the rest. Call Boring Bob today to make plans now to go on one of Boring Bob's famous escorted NASCAR racing tours. Boring Bob's always at 414-321-1307. That's 414-321-1307.
Angler's Bar and Grill and Campground is your destination for relaxation and fun. There's a full-service bar and restaurant with 54 campsites with full hookups, all less than a mile the beautiful Wolf River. It's where the locals go in Fremont, Wisconsin. It's also home to the Midwest Mower Racing Club. All roads lead to Angler's Bar and Grill and Campground in Fremont, Wisconsin. Visit their Facebook page for live entertainment and lawnmower racing schedules. Angler's Bar and Grill and Campground. The Racing Roundup Show is dedicated to showcasing grassroots racers and national stars of our sport. If you're a fan of NASCAR, four-wheel, two-wheel, road racing, drag racing, or the short track scene, you are in the right place. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome back to our program. Hanging out with you at Polly's on a Tuesday night. We're right down the road from Diamond Jim's Auto Sales. It makes all the sense in the world to go to Diamond Jim's to get your used cars, and there's a lot of cool things they have there, and they can get you the car you need. I know all that because our next guest is involved in that on a daily basis. I want to thank our friends at Schleifer Auto Body, 4 generations of racers, for sponsoring this portion of our program. Search Schleifer Auto Body on Facebook. They have a great auto repair shop. They have great classic car restorations going on, and they are racing a bunch of times too, so it's great to have their involvement in the show. Second generation racer, I think we'll call him that. We'll find out for sure. Let's welcome in Turk Letizia to the Racing Roundup Show. Turk, thanks for coming back on.
Hey, great, Jim. Thanks for having me.
Busy week. I got the date wrong. You've been slamming busy, and I did not know, but now we know. This Saturday, June 21st, is the Diamond 47. You got to be pretty fired up.
Yeah, we are. It's always a race I wanted to have for my father, which you know, and since he passed, I'm glad we can keep it going and honor him with that race. And $4,700 for us local guys is a lot of money to run for, and I do look to keep that check in my pocket this time.
So $470 to start as well. The tradition carries it the number, but I really enjoyed the fact that to remind folks that this race began because you both loved racing dirt late models. You still do it. Your dad loved it forever. His dad, he was doing it way into his 60s, right?
Yeah.
And he got the race organized before he passed, which I think was really special that he got to participate in a race with his name on it.
He did, and that was real special. And, you know, a lot of these special events, memorials, you know, after somebody passes, I'm like, why don't I have one for somebody that's done so much for the sport, sponsoring all these cars and been around for so long? And he had 40 years in the business of auto sales and 40 years racing, and that's what started the Diamond 40.
It's amazing to know we're already at 47, and he's gone 4 years now. When it comes to this style race and the people that want to race it, we get some pretty good travelers showing up too, don't we?
Yeah, we've had some local guys that came up to race, Dennis Erb and some of the guys that do it for a living. And the one race Dennis was leading, Taylor actually went around the outside and passed him for the win. So we haven't had a seasoned guy win it. It's all been local guys, and it's been a different guy with the exception of Mother Nature. Mother Nature only beat us once. Knock on wood, don't want to jinx us, but every time we've had a diamond race, it's been a different person in victory lane.
And it's been at several venues, so we want to remind you that the Diamond 47 is this Saturday night in Francis Creek at 141 Speedway.
Yes.
It looks like it's a really racy joint for about any kind of car. What do you enjoy about racing at 141?
I think it's a great facility. I like it. I wish they had the late models there a little more often. Hats off to Travis, man. That was great to watch at that place. They've got a bar, great food. You can watch the track from over the catwalk for some of the crew guys to look down and watch the cars go underneath you. Just a good group of guys that run the track and take care of it, and it's a fun joint to race at.
And they run some certain pretty premier events, so it's kind of neat that you are part of that premier event schedule at that racetrack.
Yeah, I think this is the only late model race we're going to have there this year, so I'm honored to have it there. And we had the original one there, and they have a busy schedule. They run a lot of mods, all the Clash at the Creek stuff, and I was glad to be able to get it back there, and they welcome it with open arms, so that's really nice.
All right, Turk, speaking of busy, you aren't just hanging around waiting for this race to come on Saturday. What have you been doing the last 10 days, much less the last weeks, or to get ready for this one?
Well, I'll tell you what. We started out this year and we bought a brand new race car. We switched from a Mars car to a Longhorn, and we got a new power plant, a little more power underneath us. And we're not racing for points anywhere. We don't really race. We're going to race the Dirt King schedule as long as it's in our wheelhouse. But we've gone to some of the Flow Night in America races. We did some summer national races, and you're racing with some of these touring events that have 40, 50, 60 late models, and the B mains and C mains are star-studded events. So we're lucky to make a few of the mains and have some good runs, and we look forward to doing some more of that, and as we learn the new car a little bit.
So you ran a couple races last weekend, right?
We just ran yesterday. That's unfortunately the reason we don't have the car here today. We were running the heat race and bumped wheels with somebody, and first steering shaft I ever bent in a late model. It could have been a tie rod or anything else, but it kept us from transferring and ended our night for yesterday. But the night before, we qualified real well, ran a heat race, transferred into the A main, and had a good run in the A main. So we're just looking to have a little more success and keep dialing in the new car.
So will you kind of be like Travis Aarons and saying, I want to run this race, I want to run that one, I might want to go to Missouri? Are you having that kind of an idea for the season with that new Longhorn?
Yeah, as we start to get a little more control under it and a little more comfortability with the car, we're going to start hitting some bigger races and bigger touring events and have some fun. We're not going to just chase this series, that series. We're going to go out and race, have some fun.
What satisfaction do you get in knowing that you've got a car that's obviously a nationally known brand now, Longhorn? You've had great chassis over the course of your tenure, but you now may have a couple, like 4 or 5 guys in the pits that have your chassis wherever you race versus maybe, say, the Mars guys. They're really good, but there's only so many guys that run those chassis. How does that help you?
Well, I guess we wish we would have bought one a couple of years ago, but now that we got one, it's night and day. It's easy to drive, fun. It's got some traction, and it's been real good. But it's a new car, new design. We got a new engine, a new shock package. So we're learning a lot of things, and we've had some races. We actually went to a practice at Seymour. We had an overnight and woke up the next morning to guys out on the track. And I'm like, well, if the guys are going to take advantage of letting them race on the track, we had some test sessions and had a little fun. I let my son, probably third-generation driver coming up soon, Gavin,
how was it, Gavin?
The car.
Did you run the thing out of gas? You ignored all the black flags? Yeah, I'm sure you did.
Yeah. He started out nice and tame. I said, hey, we are racing later today. Do not put this thing in the fence.
So you had a practice day, but it was race day. You got to play around.
Yeah, so we raced Friday night at Seymour, and then we were racing Saturday at Shawano, and we had a good run at Shawano. And he started to get a little squirrely, so I grabbed the flag guy's checkered flag. I waved them like, we're going home. We're done. We got to race tonight.
Oh, man. Yeah, I would have kept going.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he wanted to. So we're already looking for the next test session so we can strap in and have a little more fun.
What time do things get going this Saturday? It's a special day. You're going to try to win that check. There's a lot going on, but as we're sitting here promoting the event, there's a lot to see. I mean, coming up to Francis Creek, what time should fans start arriving?
At normal time, I think it's about 6:30. Everything you can catch on dirtkings.com, but it's this Saturday. I think the race has started, I want to say 6:30. But, yeah, there's going to be a lot of late models there to try and capture that $4,700 after racing 47 laps. And if you make the main, $470. So
Say we're going to have you practice your speech and do the Travis Aarons dip in the pond after at 141 in the infield. Who's all going to be in that speech to thank for helping you get that car to victory lane this weekend?
Well, as I mentioned, my son, he's starting to learn a little bit more about the race cars and whatnot, and I've got a couple other crew guys. Joe helps me out quite a bit, comes to the shop, does what he needs to do, and helps the team a lot. Kevin comes out to almost every race, comes to the shop, helps out the team quite a bit. My wife, Natalie, she puts up with it. She calls it the mistress, so you're going to go down and work on the mistress. So yeah, gets more time than she does lately in the summertime anyway. So, but my sister and family, my mother, my brother, Christy, my sister-in-law, she came back on board with Greater Milwaukee Auto Auction, and Dan Source with Source Services came back on board, and Donnie from Long Shots, he's on the race car helping us out this year, and of course Diamond Jim's Sports Lounge, Diamond Jim's Steakhouse, and Diamond Jim's Auto Sales, Diamond Jim Motor Cars. So self-funded, self-made team, and got a few sponsors that help get us around the track and pay for a few tires and a little fuel and a couple hamburgers, but we're doing all right. We're having some fun, and I think if it was up to my son, he would have me out of the seat tomorrow, and he'd be in it, but I'm sure it's soon to come, but it's hard to pass the torch on down to the next generation. I'd like to get a little time to race with them like I did with my father.
Gavin, Grandpa raced into his 60s. You got a little ways to go. Might have to work that paper out. Maybe another couple, 3 jobs.
So
go racing.
My mother happened to hit 5 out of 6 numbers on one of the lotteries, and she's like, if we would have had one more number, Gavin, you would have had 2 Longhorns and traveling the country. So
how fun is that?
It was a neat deal. So he's hooked, as he should be, and we look forward to getting him in a race car. I hope I'm not planting the seat too soon, but sooner than later.
He likes to hear everything you just said, so he's going to rewind this and watch it endlessly on our YouTube channel to remind you. We'd like to remind you this Saturday, June 21st, Francis Creek, 141 Speedway. The website's 141speedway.com, but you also can go to dirtkingstour.com to check out all things that are going on for the Dirt Kings, heading to a big race, the Diamond 47 this coming Saturday. Turk, thanks a lot for coming. Thanks for giving us some T-shirts. We have 2 pair of tickets to give away after the show tonight as well to attend that race. It's really a big deal, and it's a lot of fun having you on the program, and we wish you all the best in keeping that check and getting a lot of lake time, as in getting wet in the middle.
Yes, we're looking forward to it. That's when you get one of those big checks like Travis got, it's just it's awesome. So hopefully we can catch one, get another one, and get in that water. So.
How about a big hand for Turk Latizzi, everybody, for joining us here on the Racing Roundup Show. Thanks, Turk, for being on. Make sure you sign our Bob Trader sign on our backdrop. We have something special for you. The ASA Stars National Tour was in Wisconsin at Madison on Friday, Slinger on Sunday. Here's Bill Holland in the groove with an extended version of some really cool coverage of some awesome super late model racing in Wisconsin. Check it out.
Hi, I'm Bill Holland in the groove at Madison International Speedway. It's the first stop this season in Wisconsin for the ASA Stars National Tour. We've got top drivers from all across the country and the best from the upper Midwest. They're going to go at it for 250 laps in tonight's main event. Defending Truck Series champ Ty Majeski won this race a year ago. He's here looking to turn around a frustrating 2025 season.
We've had a shot to win every late model race and have had a shot to win a lot of truck races, just things haven't panned out yet this year. So obviously you go from the highs to highs, the lows to lows in racing.
Stratford, Wisconsin's Derek Kraus comes in after winning the last Stars Tour race in North Carolina.
Newport was a really fun racetrack. We kind of unloaded there really good and didn't really make too many adjustments on it. So to be able to come out of there with a win was really special, and it was really big for the team.
Fellow Wisconsin racer Luke Fenhouse also comes into Madison with momentum after a third-place run at the NASCAR truck race in Michigan.
It was good to run up front for some of the race and sit on the pole and have a good finish, and now you take that momentum into this this race where we can have a good upside and have a good race car. We just got to keep working on it and be good for tonight.
Nova Scotia native Cole Butcher leads the Stars Tour point standings with 2 wins on the year. Former All-American 400 winner Stephen Nassy is here from Pinellas Park, Florida. Bakersfield, California's Derek Thorne, a past Snowball Derby champion, another driver to watch.
ASA Stars National Tour brings a few more of those big names from the Southeast and me from the West Coast, but it's cool to be able to come out here and try to represent the West Coast and do a decent job and put the 96 up towards the front.
In qualifying, it's 2-time defending ASA Midwest Tour champ Gabe Summers fastest. He'll start on the pole.
It means a lot. There's best of the best here from all over the United States, so to get fast time here, Madison. Cars was pretty good. I didn't think it had all that raw speed in it, but it handled really good. Car came in really good.
Before the Stars go green, a 4-wide salute to the crowd at Madison International. These fans are ready for 250 laps of super late model action. Gabe Summers in the 15 and Ty Majeski in the 91 bring the field to green. With 4-barrel carburetors under the hood, we'll see high speeds on the half mile tonight. Gabe Summers beginning to pull away from the field, but trouble early for Ty Majeski, the 91 to the pit and out of the race. Gabe Summers is putting some distance between that 15 car and the rest of the field. After 75 laps, it's Summers winning the first stage of this 250-lapper. Pit strategy and lane choice puts Summers alongside Luke Fenhouse as we go green to start the second stage. Summers looked stout in the first segment, but here comes the 4. Luke Fenhouse taking the lead from Summers. These two grew up less than an hour from each other in central Wisconsin. And we're under caution again. Cole Butcher's gone around, while Casey Klein in the 1 and George Phillips' 22 car got together in turn 1. We'll get going again, and it's Fenhouse pulling away, winning the second stage at lap 150. Up front for the restart in our third and final stage, Luke Fenhouse and Carson Brown in the 81 car, side by side flying down the front stretch and through the corner. It's Brown, the 16-year-old from New London, North Carolina, taking the lead, making the high side work. Fenhouse back to third, and trouble on the backstretch. The 4 losing the left rear wheel, spinning out of control. Austin Nason, Derek Thorne, Derek Kraus all getting together. Cole Butcher up by the wall. He might be okay. Luke Fenhouse, though, done for the night, towed off. Back to green flag racing with a pair of 16-year-olds, Carson Brown and Ty Fredrickson up front. Both of these young drivers have already done a lot in their careers. Brown keeps the lead and begins to pull away. The 81 car looking like a rocket ship tonight. Cole Butcher will get past Fredrickson and take over the second spot. And after 250 laps, it's Carson Brown taking his first win on the ASA Stars National Tour at Madison International Speedway.
Yeah, it means a lot. We struggled here at the beginning of the year. We were really bad the first 2 races, and we're actually really good, just had bad luck issues, ran out of fuel, some brake failures, and yeah, it feels really good to be able to finally get our first ASA win.
Less than 48 hours later, the Stars are aligned at Slinger Speedway, ready to battle it out for 300 laps. For point leader Cole Butcher, this is something new.
We have some tracks like this up home, Petty International Raceway, Riverside Speedway. They just don't quite have the banking as progressive as this one is, and the straightaways might be a little bit longer at home.
1 year ago, Lebanon, Tennessee's Dawson Sutton won the Father's Day Stars Tour race at the Milwaukee Mile. Tonight, he'll try to go back-to-back at a very different kind of racetrack.
300 laps is definitely going to be a long one, and there's not going to be a whole lot of people that finish, in my opinion. So hopefully to stay out of the wrecks and be there at the end.
Webster, Minnesota's Ty Fredrickson, coming off a podium finish at Madison, is also ready for 300 laps.
I've been working pretty hard in the gym for races like these, and hopefully when it comes to the end of it, I'll still be in a good condition in the car, and the car will be in one piece, so I could do the best I can to get the best finish.
In spite of crashing out at Madison, Luke Fenhouse is confident.
He's a former track champion here and a past Slinger Nationals winner.
Obviously, I've won a lot of big races in my time, and those are still big, and this one will just kind of add to the collection. It'd be nice to check this off the box.
Gleason, Wisconsin's Justin Mondyke won a Sunday night feature here earlier this season. He's hoping to hang with the Stars' best for 300 laps.
Any place that you can find success, you get more comfortable at, but we really struggled here over the years, and it was good to finally crack off a win and just run, respectably and competitive. So I'm just really looking forward to 300 laps later tonight.
In qualifying, it's three-time Slinger Nationals champion Ty Majeski fastest. But he won't start on the pole. Majeski will go to the back, taking a $5,000 bonus challenge if he can come through the field and win.
Called Todd up, Nagel, my team owner, right before driver intros. I'm like, hey, Todd, $5,000 to start in the back? And he goes, hell yeah. So I'm like, all right.
Two-time defending ASA Midwest Tour champ Gabe Summers in the 15 and Luke Fenhouse in the 4 lead the field to green for the first of 300 laps on the world's fastest quarter-mile oval. Back in the pack, Madison winner Carson Brown and fast qualifier Ty Majeski trying to race their way up to the front. That's where we find Luke Fenhouse. He is pulling away from the field. Stars Tour point leader Cole Butcher in the 28 running in the second spot. And trouble for the 81. Carson Brown to the pit, out of the race. It's Fenhouse winning the first of our 3 stages tonight. Back to green flag racing with Luke Fenhouse and Cole Butcher up front. Fenhouse with a lot of success here. Butcher's never taken a lap at Slinger before tonight. Trouble for Gabe Summers. He heads to the pit. And big trouble for Luke Fenhouse. The 4-car in the wall. His night is over. Things happen really fast here. This puts fast qualifier Ty Majeski and fellow Wisconsin racer Derek Kraus on the front row as we go back to green flag racing. Majeski chasing that $5,000 bonus in addition to the $15,000 winner's check. He takes the second stage win. After pit stops, it's Cole Butcher in the 28 and Justin Mondyke's 44 up front for the third and final stage. Mondyke on the high side, 3 wide. This isn't good. The 44 has a tire down and goes around in turn 4. Back to green with Cole Butcher, Ty Majeski, Gavin Bushell in the 24, Austin Nason's 14, and Stephen Nassy in the 51. That's your top 5. And big crash. Bushell and Nason get together, the 14 hard into the wall. It comes down to this. Ty Majeski and Cole Butcher. Majeski won the first ASA Stars Tour Championship. Butcher wants to win the next one. The home state favorite and the Nova Scotia native battling it out in the first ASA 300-lap race here in 40 years. Coming to the checkers, it's Cole Butcher, your winner on the Stars National Tour at Slinger Speedway.
Here we are standing in victory lane. Can't thank Ty Majeski for racing me with respect, but also racing me hard. That's what I kind of look for in a competitor. And yeah, we're here. We're both here smiling. I know we'd like to get the victory, but we can't both win.
Hard racing between Butcher and Majeski, but no hard feelings afterward. We could use more of that in this sport. I'm Bill Holland. Thanks for watching. Thanks to everyone who makes our program possible. We'll see you next time we go in the groove on the Racing Roundup Show.
Yeah, I'd say well done, Bill. That was awesome. How much
That
fun
was
was
awesome. That was awesome. 2 great nights.
When it comes to racing in Madison, there's certain things you expect. Okay, they get long green flag runs, and we'll get going. And, man, it was a hard track to get by. I think 9 drivers on mechanical issues and 2 motor issues. It was a marathon there on Friday night.
And this is some of the best super late model equipment in the country.
Yeah.
These crews really put a lot of time in preparing these, in some cases, very high-dollar race cars. But super late model racing at this level, it's just hard. You got to give a shout-out to that 28 team. Cole Butcher, second on Friday night, winning on Sunday. They completed 550 laps of very hard racing.
Yeah, when it comes to racing in Wisconsin, we got a treat to see all the great things. I mean, we talk about the big races coming through. That was the big one for super late model racing here this summer for Wisconsin. And it seems like we're getting in bigger races. It seems like there's more going on. The points races matter, whether it be a weekly 4-cylinder or if it's a an ASA star coming to race a super late model race at a home track. It's kind of cool that we get a flavor of all that. Any idea what may be on the near horizon for Bill Holland shaking your camera in the groove?
Well, like you say, there's a lot going on. And I think we'll just try to find good racing wherever we can.
So that means you got to join us at LD's next week to find out where Bill went this weekend. And we got a lot of racing coverage for you. You can watch our show anytime on our YouTube channel. RacingRoundupShow.com is our website. Click on archives. You can see them all right there. You can see all Bill Holland's great reports. And this Saturday, Bill Holland will have more coverage of the Slinger race, the ASA Stars 300. That's going to be happening Saturday morning, 11:30 a.m. on CW 18 Milwaukee. Bill, thanks again for joining us.
As always, it's a pleasure.
Great to see you. We'll see you at LD's Barbecue next Saturday, the first of our 3 consecutive Benson Valley Bourbon Road shows. Want to thank our friends and hosts here at Polly's Pub and Eatery. We've been here for 18, I don't know, maybe more than that years. I got to figure out the numbers. 19 years, I think, is our 19th season here at Polly's Pub and Eatery. We'd love to have you join us here on a Tuesday night. Check out our schedule on RacingRoundupShow.com for all the details on where we're headed to the next 3 Tuesday nights. We're on the road to some really cool racetracks and some really cool events. So until next Tuesday, support your local racing, set your DVRs, and have at it, racers. See you at LD's.
We hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Remember to tell your friends and watch our 30-minute TV show on Milwaukee's CW18 this Saturday morning at 11:30. Like our show on Facebook, follow and interact with us on X and Instagram at Racing Roundup. Join the racing crowd at our live show and win prizes. For our latest show schedule and to watch all of our shows on demand, visit our website, RacingRoundupShow.com. We are delivering fresh content every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central. Until next time, race fans, on behalf of our entire crew, this is Dean Strom reminding you to support your local racetracks, set your DVRs, have at it, racers.